All right, next on lot number 75 of the ring, ladies and gentlemen. Going to be the 2008 Cadillac Escalade Luxury. Set up right there, 40 point to the bid, give 2. 40 point to the bid, no 2 to the bid, think we should here, 43 to the bid, no 4. 45 to the bid, no 6 to the bid, no 47, 7, 7, 7, 47 to the bid, 48 to the bid now. Now 47, 8 to the bid to give 8, I'm on the floor, 48 now, 47, 8 to the bid to give 8, now 9, thinking of 5,000. 5 to the bid to 5, 5 to the bid to 5, yes sir, no bond selling, absolute, 50 point to the bid to 2. Now 3, 53, down 54, 54 to the bid, no 4 to the bid to 5400. 53, 4 to the bid, 53 to the bid to 4, no 5, 5600, Adam. 56 to the bid, no 7, 7, entered it's on, no mistake, 56 to the bid, no 7, now 7 to the bid, yes sir, no 8 to the bid to give 8, down 9, 9, 58 to the bid, no 9, down 9, 9, 9 here, 58 to the bid, 9 to the bid, no 9, 58 to the bid, no 9, sold at 5800, sold it online, 5800. Woo! Number 41476.
All right, guys. Well, just when you think you got a great deal on a vehicle, $5,800 is what I won the bid at. We've got $525 buyer fee, which is absolutely astronomical. I've never paid that even on like $30,000 vehicles. We've got $89 internet fee just for using that online system that you saw, and then a $59 service fee. So out the door for this Escalade, $64.73 on an original $5,800 bid. That kind of makes me sick. Okay guys, we are pulling through the gates of the insurance auto auction. They're gonna pull this car out into this lot. I just handled the payment and paperwork inside, so see what this thing looks like. I actually did preview it yesterday, and it was a decent car. It's a hail damage vehicle. We'll get into that later in the video. But yeah, let's go ahead and see this thing come out right now. I hope the bumper's not resting against the forks. Well, they weren't lying, it runs and drives. Got a couple lights on, no big deal. All right, we got it loaded up, we're gonna strap it down. Got some hail damage action up here. And then, but it is a running, driving vehicle. So it's a pretty nice deal for 58. Well, it's almost 6,500 after fees, as I showed you there, but I'm pretty happy with this thing. It looks pretty darn nice. All right guys, it's the next day and we're back here at the shop to do a proper walk around of this car. So you can see the hood is pretty well hammered. So I actually sourced a new, well not a new, but a good used black hood at our local salvage place that carries a bunch of late model SUVs and things like this. So this is just going to be replaced. I can get the hood for $385. The color already matches. It's from another black 08 Escalade. The driver's side is in immaculate condition. There's a couple of rock chips along the bottom of the doors, but this is a factory 22-inch wheel Escalade. It's got color matched mud flaps, which really help protect the bottom paint here. You can see, I mean, these tires are almost like new. These are like Michelin Defender LTX 22-inch. They're 285/45/22, so it's probably about $1,200 worth of rubber on this thing. And ironically enough, this car is in better mechanical shape than almost every other vehicle like this that I've bought at the normal auction where all the clean title cars are. Every TPMS sensor works. There's no check engine lights on. There's just a simple airbag light, which I think might be for one of the front or rear impact sensors. There's a little scuff back here which will buff out. It honestly looks like a little paint transfer. And then out back, pretty much all the same. It's got the original tow package cover in great shape. All the lights and the LEDs work. This side is a little bit worse. Let's see. There's some big dents. We're not doing this in the best weather, but this is a pretty severely hail damaged vehicle. It will be 100% repairable without doing any paint work though. On the Insurance Auto Auction site, it said that the actual cash value of the vehicle was like $16,300, and then it said estimated repair cost of like $10,500. So it was the insurance company did write the car off just because of the hail damage, so this unfortunately will have a rebuilt title. But this is a car with essentially no actual structural damage, no mechanical damage. It wasn't in a flood. I mean, this is a really, really nice car. It's even got the factory remote start, and it works. It does need an idler pulley. I'll show you that in a minute here. Inside the car, oh, got some snow. Check the codes. No active codes, no pending, no stored. This thing is rather filthy. The original carpeted mats are in here. Look at how nice those things are. Like the seat tracks aren't all beat up. Oh, there's a starburst under there. Definitely a disgusting car for sure. I'm gonna have to fix this, maybe take this side panel off and staple it and reglue it or something. The headliner's in great shape. It's factory sunroof, factory overhead DVD. And look at the leather. The leather is so nice and supple on this thing still. Pretty much more of the same story in the back. It's got factory rear captain's chairs and then a third row seat as well. I mean, the headliner is perfect in this thing. And it's just a really nice vehicle. It's got a rear backup camera, heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. I mean, this is a really high-end SUV. These things were almost $70,000 new, I think, back in 2008. So to pick one up, essentially perfect, other than some dents, for $5,800 is just like the deal of a lifetime. And a lot of these got cracks in the dash. Absolutely no cracking in the dash anywhere. Just a super clean car. Somebody did take all the owner's manuals and stuff out of it. Door panels are in good shape. Just really messy. Like just an absolute mess in this car. I mean, look at the back of the seat. There's like mud and junk. I mean, this will all carpet clean out. And fortunately, this is a black interior, so it will get much cleaner looking than, you know, an equivalent Escalade with maybe a tan interior. So this thing is really going to be like immaculate. I'm really excited to get working on it. I might just keep this thing for myself. It's so nice, and given that it's a rebuilt title, the resale situation on it won't be the greatest. I figure the thing's probably worth between $12,000 and $13,000. Given the history of why it has a rebuilt title, I think actual retail value on this would be about 17, given the 109,000 original miles and the mechanical condition of it, along with having brand new tires and whatnot. So we'll see. We're gonna have fun with this thing, fix it up. I can throw a car seat back here since I'm a new dad. This might just be my dad rig. So up here in the cockpit, you've got your really nice steering wheel. These are like a wood trimmed leather wheel. Really good shape. Heated element inside of it still works. You can see the display up here. It's got a really nice dash cluster in it. This was a Canadian import vehicle at some point, so it does have the printout of 220, which obviously would make more sense for kilometers per hour than miles per hour, but you can switch the two back and forth digitally so that you've got degrees Fahrenheit on all of your climate controls, along with miles and gallons instead of liters. So we've just got one service airbag light on. This thing is in desperate need of an oil change, which I'll probably do within the next day or so. The oil level is full. It's just outrageously dirty and it says 0 oil life remaining. So it is definitely in need real soon. You can see our units are in English instead of metric. Every TPMS sensor works, which is just unreal. I can't tell you how many times on these SUVs like this that I buy, I'm constantly going back and forth to the tire shop getting TPMS sensors done because the light's on in almost all of these vehicles. But yeah, let's check out the backup camera here. Throw this thing in reverse. It's got a really nice big display here and parking sensors out back as well. Backup camera works. It's got adjustable foot pedals, and a lot of times, I mean, there's just, look at how filthy this thing is. There's just debris everywhere. But a lot of times in these SUVs like this, these little buttons, just little stuff like this, are always broken. This thing still opens up. I've got the ashtray in here with the cigarette lighter. Oh, I made a little money back. Look at this. But yeah, just ultimately going to be a super clean vehicle. I mean, the paint's in great shape. It'll buff out well. So I'm looking forward to working on it. Another thing that's obvious is it does need a windshield think that'll probably be $200 or $300. Let's go into drive on this thing real quick. I mean, this is I feel like a high roller driving this Escalade around. This is out of my league as far as you know, fancy stuff goes. So another thing to think about on these Escalades, this is a big 6.2 liter LS engine, and I think this is rated at 400 horsepower, which is just incredible for an SUV like this. So this is an all-wheel drive, 6-speed automatic. It's the 6L80E automatic double overdriven transmission. These are really good transmissions in these cars. All in all, just a really solid drivetrain in these Escalades. So they're all similar to like a Yukon Denali of the same era. I think the Denali was rated at 380 horsepower, so this might have a little bit of different tuning or something. But I mean, just look at the way this thing drives. This is we're driving around with the auto auction, insurance auto auction sticker on it, and the wheel doesn't pull. Well, the road's banked a little bit and we're driving in the snow, but the wheel is dead straight. The car goes straight down the road. I mean, what a nice vehicle. One check engine, or not even check engine, just one airbag light is all we've got to do to basically make this a worry-free vehicle. I am gonna run to O'Reilly and get that tensioner later just so we don't lose a belt. It sounds like it's wearing pretty good, but man, I mean, look at the power this thing has. That thing rips. For a big, probably 6,000 plus pound SUV, this thing moves pretty good. And then down here, you've got your heated seats, so you've got elements top and bottom in the seat, and then you can hit it and adjust your level of toastiness in the seat. You can do just the top if you want just the seat back going, and then you've got ventilated seats as well, which kick on. There's just a fan underneath that basically pulls air through the seat, which is really cool technology for 2008. I mean, this is a 12-year-old vehicle this year, and this is probably the most loaded up thing I've driven since probably my 2015 Hellcat. I mean, this thing is really impressive. Unbelievably, even the navigation still works in this thing. These have actually a navigation disc that they take with preloaded maps. It's basically a DVD that it reads, and oftentimes vehicle of this age, the disc just gets worn out, and obviously the nav won't work, but this is a functioning nav system in this thing too, so just all kinds of bonuses today. And one more thing to mention, guys, that is absolutely just astonishing on this car is that the auto ride suspension still works. That is a major problem with a lot of these higher end SUVs like the Escalade and the Denali. At this amount of mileage, there's usually an issue with the rear pump. If you're not familiar with the system, there's a rear shock system with airbags built into the shocks, and then there's an onboard air compressor that receives signal every time there's a load on the back of the vehicle, and it auto rides or auto lifts the back of the vehicle up. The front is actually a magnetic suspension style, but looking through this DIC screen here, there are absolutely there's change oil soon and service airbag, and that is it. So really lucked out on this thing. So every time I turn the key on, you can hear the pump kind of prime in the back, levels the car out, and then it maintains as you drive it. So that's another really costly issue to repair on these, and this doesn't even need that. So when I first heard this noise, I assumed, oh, it's power steering, and I actually checked the fluid. The power steering fluid is fine. The noise is actually coming from that little idler right there. So I'm gonna run to O'Reilly and just grab a new one. First thing I'll do is actually just turn the engine off, obviously, take the tension off the belt, and then just spin that pulley freely and see if that's where our knockiness is coming from. There's also an AC compressor down there with another idler, so do a little work here, straighten this thing out, hopefully get this noise to go away. But ultimately, other than dirt and grime, very clean engine bay, no rust under the hood. This is an entirely rust-free car, which is shocking given that it was from Canada at some point. Usually the cars from Canada I try to stay away from. You can believe that or not, being in the area that I'm from. If anybody's hit an auction in the Pacific Northwest, you know that almost every truck, SUV, or car was a Canadian import at one time. This one, I went through it really well when I previewed it. No rust in the bottoms of the doors, no rust around the wheel openings. Underneath, the frame is very solid, no major scale. The roof's in good shape, and then a rear hatch in these things is another thing that gets pretty rusty, and this is all really solid as well. These are Trick. They've got a full automated system here. A lot of times you'll get some serious rust in this little pinch seam right here where the outer skin meets the inner skin, and this is all very clean, no major rust or anything. There's a little bit of just, you know, some oranging that we'll wipe off with acetone, but I mean, this thing is really legitimate. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little adventure to the insurance auto auction to pick up this gem of a Cadillac Escalade. So the next update you'll see on this car, we're going to throw a windshield in it, get the hood replaced, take care of the paintless dent repair, do a bunch of detail work. Obviously, as you see, this is very disgusting in here. And then we'll go ahead and do an oil change, get that idler fixed, and fix an airbag light. I mean, this thing is going to be 100%. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a big thumbs up for me and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more automotive content like you saw here today. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next video.